today's video is going to be a bit different because on today's video, it's not going to be an action figure review. Well, it is a bit of an action figure review, but it's a review of a custom figure that I've made. As you can see, the recently reviewed DC Multiverse Robert Pattinson Batman movie Batman figure is just standing here, and I've customized him a lot, as you can see, and well, this is the first kind of custom video that I'm doing, so bear with me. I might make some mistakes here and there, but I'm just going to show you what parts I used, what techniques and tools I've used, so that maybe you can also do this one. I consider this as sort of an upgrade from the standard DC Multiverse Robert Pattinson Batman figure, so let's just get into it. So let's get over all the changes that I've made on this figure. The very first thing that I did was actually to remove the plastic cape, and maybe I can show you actually. The original plastic cape sort of comes in like this, and you just want to use maybe like a pocket knife or anything sharp to just kind of peel off the end parts. You want to peel them off to about here, and they're going to be super glued about here. You also want to, as you can see, there's a section that's kind of plugged in here and super glued, and I actually just cut from here so that this piece, you know, it's not like a hollow part in the figure, so that it stays in. As you can see, I cut up here the plastic cape, and from there you just kind of peel it off. You might want to apply some hot water or some heat to make it easier for you, but from there on it's really easy to remove. And I added this really good soft goods fabric cape using most of the parts are going to be from the Noble Collection Bendy Figs Robert Pattinson Batman. This is what I'm left with basically. As you can see, you know, it's missing the cape, the head, the hands, the grappling gun holster, and the belt. This is a $15 figure, and you know, even though it feels really bad to kind of destroy a figure, because it is, even though the bendy figs are not like totally, you know, meant for collectors, they are still really good to have on the shelf. They look nice. They just, you know, they are bendy figs. They're basically just a rubber suit, and they have wires running through them, so you can pose them however you like, although they are really stiff, and most of the figures are really hard to pose because the wire is just not as effective. You know, the rubber is too strong for the wire. But removing the cape from this one is also pretty easy. You just kind of want to peel off this part a little bit, as you can see, and I just used a pair of scissors to just get it off like that, and boom, it's off. From there on, I just applied some super glue on the shoulders and kind of here, put it on, boom, it's done. But that was actually one of the final parts that I did, because after removing the plastic cape, I'll actually show you that I have the plastic cape here somewhere. Where is it? Bear with me, I have it here somewhere. Here it is. So as you can see, this is the plastic cape. So I just, you know, as I mentioned, you just kind of want to peel this off. These come off super easy, and boom, there's nothing to worry about. The first thing that I did, as you can probably see, I did a black wash over the figure. And the model wash that I used was this one, the Vallejo, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Vallejo model wash for dark vehicles. I'm not gonna say that word. Black Levis Nor. And this is a kind of water-based, you know, model washes are usually water-based. You just want to mix this with some amount of water. The more you dilute it with more water, it's gonna get more kind of lighter black. But you know, just mix it however you like, and you just kind of, it adds a really nice black shading to the figure. Let's get it a bit closer. As you can see, I think it's an upgrade probably. And I also just took a alcoholic black pen and just kind of darkened these as well, because they are really matte black in the movie. From what I remember, they are much darker. So yeah, you just go over with a paintbrush, and ideally you want to have maybe like a dish rag or sort of like those kind of brush that you use to, you know, like an earplug brush thing to use to clean your ears. You just kind of brush it off, and it's gonna give you this really nice shadowy, more darkish effect overall on the figure. I also use the alcoholic black pen to darken the leg strap, because this is also this was as gray as the other parts, so that was not really movie accurate. So that was all I did in terms of repainting the figure, as you might say. And then, as you can see, I removed the belt from the bendy figs, and it's quite easy. What I did is basically just cut from here, just using kind of peeling it off and then using a pair of scissors, boom. And then it is super glued in the back mostly. And then from here, you just wanna, it comes off really fast. It just peels off. And this part, I'll show you, this little part on the belt is actually a separate piece. So when you peel off the belt, it's got this, as you can see, it's right there. So I should just cut it off using just a regular, oh, this is a Swiss pocket knife, but any kind of, you know, like a scalpel or something. You just peeled off, and I super glued it back here. It's, you know, it stays there. You don't want to dangle it or something, because it's probably gonna break off, but it stays there. It's nice. And moving the actual the belt from this one was also pretty easy. You just want to let me just show you what I did. Again, I just kind of peeled it off back here and just scissored it off. And as you can see, the bendy figs belt is doesn't go all the way around. You could just apply some black paint here to just kind of, you know, but you're never going to see this part of the figure, let's be honest. And from there on, I just put super glue over this belt and just put it on. As you can see, it looks much nicer, because there's an actual flare on this, which I really like, because he did use a flare, and there's more like smoke bombs and more pockets on it. And it actually, all the little detail, the parts are painted silver on this, so the belt is also much nicer. I'll show you the belt from the original one. Everything is here. I just didn't prepare them for some reason. Here it is. As you can see, I just, you know, scissored it off, and it just pure black, nothing else. The bendy figs belt is much better as well. And then I also use the hands from the bendy figs figure, because as I've complained about it in the review, it does not come with fist hands. This hand is kind of an open hand-shaking hand, and this one is kind of a gripping hand. And this was kind of more hard. You just, you know, you can use any kind of knife, sharp tool to cut it off right here at this point. You're gonna be left with these fists. And I just hollowed them out, because, you know, they don't have a plug hole. So I actually need to darken these. I just forgot about it because it's too light gray. So I'll have to do that later. But you want to, you know, you can use any kind of thing like a power drill or something to dig a hole into it. Then I put them in boiling hot water to soften them up, and they just plug right in. And you want to go really deep, because otherwise you're going to left with them really like about here. And you want them to be about this length, so it doesn't look weird. Other things that I did, as you can see, I removed the grapple gun holster from this. Again, just using a scalpel or any kind of knife, you just cut it off right there. You're going to be left with this piece, and I actually hollowed that out as well. It's not hollow, it's just sculpted in, and that was probably the hardest part. I just kind of went in there with a knife, trying like a peeler, trying to get it hollowed out a little bit so that the grapple gun can actually be put into it. And then I just super glued it onto the place. As you can see, they're actually kind of screwed up there. There's some, I need to paint that as well. There's some leftover glue there, but you're not going to see it, you know, it's kind of whatever. So yeah, because I actually have the hands right here. As you can see, this was the original right hand, the original left hand. So getting this bendy figs figure was actually pretty good. You can probably see that the this is the bendy figs head, and I don't think it's a bad head, I much prefer, it's too shiny. That's one of the reasons. Also these little it's, you know, the DC Multiverse one is sculpted much better, but I like the roundiness of the Benefix one a lot better. I think the Benefix is a bit more accurate in that regard, but you know, the face sculpt is much better on the DC Multiverse one. The only thing is that this does not have the side eye, the Benefix one. And I hollowed this one out as well, and I'm not gonna show you because it's really hard to do so now, but you know, if you take the head off, and you don't really need the ball peg either, it just kind of, because of the softness of the rubber, you just pluck it onto the neck part, and it kind of just sits here, and you can also do some articulation with the head as well. So that's very nice if you just want to do that. You get a really nice fabric cape, which, you know, I showed you how to apply. The belt is much better, which I also told you how to do so. And the grapple gun holster. So getting this figure for $15, I mean, if you go on eBay, you can buy a custom wired cape for this figure for about 20 bucks. That's, and you're only getting a custom wired cape. You can also just apply some wiring into this cape as well, but you only get the cape. Yeah, with this $15 figure, you get the cape, you get fist hands, you get a better belt, and a grapple gun holster. And as I've showed you, I just did the model wash with this. And then other than that, you know, you can also use the head if you feel like. You can also maybe, if you're a good painter, you can repaint the head to make it even better. So let me just turn this on so you can just get a better look at it. So I think that's it, actually. That's all I wanted to show you. I just thought that I'm gonna, you know, show off my custom Batman figure. I think it's a much better solution for anyone who's trying to kind of upgrade this figure, because, I mean, you know, just for the cape, it just feels much better than this, you know, this plastic one. It's whatever, you know. I'm not going to complain about it. DC Multiverse giving us just this, because, but the fist hands are really, again, just really much better, and the better belt and the grapple gun holster is just the icing on the cake, really. And you're just, you know, left with this. Maybe you can use this as like a batsuit mannequin diorama on the back somewhere, and you have this belt. Maybe you can put it on like a display as well. Maybe you can hollow the mouth part out, and you can put it this as like a Batman cowl just sitting there on the shelf or something. It's very nice. So that was all I wanted to show you. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, consider leaving a like, or if you didn't like it, consider leaving a dislike, you know, as always. If you like this sort of newish custom review, leave a comment down below how I did, what I missed, or something like that. And if you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing to my channel. It was me, the Collector, and I'll see you later.